Hello, how are you guys doing? How's your 21-day challenge going? I'm super excited to check in with you guys, so let me know in the comments how you guys are doing. It's been a crazy last couple of weeks. Sorry we haven't been as active in here, but I want to help you guys keep going strong. And I was thinking about what helped me the most with my healthy lifestyle and what helped me lose over 30 pounds. So I'm going to give you guys what I used and my fasting tips. So I don't know if you guys know this, but I've been a part of It Works 5 years. I started using the products back in 2015. It started with Thermofy X and wraps, and I lost 30 pounds within 90 days. I was also drinking the greens detox drink, and then I was consistent on the products. I kept losing weight, and when we came out with the coffee, I believe now 3 years ago, I literally fell in love. So I switched my morning cup of coffee, and I started to notice more weight loss, and more energy, and the cravings was something it really changed. So I was really happy about that. So I've been drinking the coffee ever since. I've been able to lose 30 pounds just by switching my morning coffee, and I started to implement intermittent fasting because once I started to use the coffee and I started to learn a little bit more about keto, I was really interested in the fasting part of keto as well. So I started keto as well, and keto literally changed my life. I feel like I learned so much about sugar, so much about carbs and how they work in your body. So I feel like if you get that down, you don't really have to do keto, but you can still lose a lot of weight just by cutting back carbs, because carbs is what makes you gain weight super fast, and having your blood sugar spike often also will make you gain weight. So I learned a lot about health during keto. I didn't continue to do keto full on, but I still watch my carbs and try to eat more good fats. So I guess you can call it keto, but not really, because I'm not on a strict keto diet. So you're not really in ketosis if you're not doing keto correctly. But I was still losing weight, which was amazing. But one thing I fell in love with when it came to keto was the intermittent fasting part. I got the hang of it. In the beginning, yes, it was hard because you're going a while without eating. So what I did is I just sat down one day and I wrote down my eating schedule. I wrote down how many times a day I was eating, what I was eating. And that's when I figured out how I can cut back to actually do intermittent fasting and be successful. So number one, you want to write down everything that you're eating in a day already. Because if you just start without doing this, your chances of being successful is going to be a little bit harder, because you're used to eating so much. Or maybe you're not used to eating at all. We want you to eat. We don't want you not to eat. Not eating is also a whole nother topic, and it's not good, okay? So you want to give your body what it needs, but you want to do it the smart way, okay? So first things first, you want to write down everything that you're already eating in a day. Whatever it is. If you wake up and have tea, you need to write that down. If you wake up and have coffee, you need to write that down. How much coffee are you having? What are you putting in your coffee? You need to know exactly everything you're having in the day to the dot, okay? Once you write that down, you're going to see areas in your day that you can actually cut back, but also switch your time of eating. So, for example, I wrote down I would wake up and have my coffee right away, and I would have waffles or toast, whatever, or I would have oatmeal. And then I wrote that down. And then a couple hours later, I would have more of a protein breakfast. So I would make myself eggs, because I'm also a pescatarian, so I have to make sure to get protein. It's a cat. So I would have some fried eggs maybe a couple hours after that, and sometimes I would have a tortilla with it or some other type of bread. And then for lunch, I thought I was eating healthy, right? And I would have a wrap, a sandwich, some fruit. And then I would put on there, for midday snack, I would have a handful of nuts and some yogurt. And then for dinner, I would have whatever my family was having. And I added that up, you guys. And even though I'm a pescatarian and I eat more plant-based foods rather than meats, my carbs were crazy. Crazy. Like up to 300 grams of carbs a day. Because I was substituting all these things for meat instead of meat. And so my carbs were really high. So you really want to figure out what you're having, and you want to know how many carbs a day you're having, and that's how you're going to be able to cut back. So if you notice you're having a lot of carbs, what you need to do is choose different alternatives. So for example, if you wake up and you have to have your toast with your coffee, go with the low carb toast. Or maybe cut out your toast completely and just have your coffee with creamer. And you're still getting that fat in, but you're not getting the sugar spike and the carbs in. If you need your carbs in the morning for energy, have fruit. Choose fruit. So just switching those alternatives. And then for lunch, what I did is I would wake up, I switched to my keto coffee. I just had that. I wouldn't eat, which before I would eat. And then I switched my lunch. So instead of having a sandwich or a wrap, I switched it, and no oatmeal anymore after this because I was cutting back on my carbs. Remember, I was having way too many. And I switched to having a salad for lunch. And I would still have cheese and dressing, and yes, that has some carbs, but it was still not as much as I was having before. And then for a snack, I would still have my handful of nuts, and if I got really hungry, I would have like a piece of fruit. And this is where the products come in, because with me drinking the Thermal Fight, back when I first got started, it helped so much with the cravings. And then adding the coffee has helped me a ton now. And then for dinner, I just would try to have protein and vegetables, and I would try to stick more towards a low carb vegetable because vegetables do have carbs too. You guys, I cut my carbs back drastically from 300 carbs to like 100, 150. And then when I decided to do keto, I knew I needed to drop those down even lower, right? Which was crazy, but it taught me a lot. That's why I did keto, and that's why I still love keto. So with that being said, you want to figure out what you're eating throughout the day, where you can cut back, and what alternatives you can make. We put up a product list where you can check your alternatives for carbs and things like that. And now I'm not telling you to completely cut out carbs. Carbs, your body does need it. If you're not doing keto, you know, it's our source of energy, is what our body's used to, but you just want to make sure you're not eating too many carbs. Because if you're having potatoes all the time, tortillas, breads, pastas, that's where you're gaining your weight. So this is where intermittent fasting comes in. With intermittent fasting, you want to crunch all your meals down into a certain amount of hours. So I fast 16 hours. Okay, so I don't eat until 2 in the afternoon, and I stop eating at 9 p.m. Like, I can't have anything else after that. So now I know when I eat, I'm able to have a little bit more carbs, because my body has been in fasting so long that I'm not going to gain weight from the carbs that I'm eating, okay? It is going to spike my blood sugar a little bit, but not as much as it would when you're constantly eating. When you're eating, you're like this. You're a roller coaster, up and down, up and down. And what happens is your blood sugar spikes, and you keep gaining weight. So you want to balance that blood sugar and make it level, and only give your body what it actually needs. So with intermittent fasting, you can actually have 1 big meal or 2 medium-sized meals and still be really full and still have things you enjoy and not feel like you're starving. Because when you eat, you eat what you want, and you're still only having the carbs that your body actually needs and all of that. So with that being said, you want to figure out the time that works for you. If you're an early morning person, I say start your eating early and cut it early. If you're a later morning eating person, like some people have to get up and eat, some people don't. If you're that person that can wait a while, I would say wake up, have your keto coffee, and fast, and eat around noontime or 2, and then you could eat all throughout the day. Then you stop eating at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. if you're more of a late night person like me. There's times where I stop eating at 7, and I'm fine with that. If I'm hungry, I will eat. If I'm not, I'll just wait till my next time to eat, which is the next day at 2 p.m. If I decide to eat earlier than the time that I'm supposed to eat, then, and only then, for example, if I were, like today, I woke up and I had a headache. I needed to take medicine, so I had to eat. I ate, and I counted from then on. I ate already, so I know I need to cut. I need to stop eating earlier, because I already messed with my fasting schedule. That happens, and that's okay. Don't beat yourself up for it. Just make sure you stop eating earlier, okay? Drink a lot of water. When you cut carbs in your fasting, you need to drink a lot of water. And I'm still struggling with this, but however you can get liquids down, do it, okay? Because that's going to help your body. Because the more carbs you cut, the less water your body gets, okay? Because our body absorbs a lot of water from carbs. Those are my fasting tips. Start off slow. You can start off with a 12-hour fast and work your way up to 16-hour fasts. What I say is the majority of your time is spent sleeping. So I promise you it's super easy once you get the hang of it. You want to give it like at least 2 to 3 weeks before you even feel like I got this down. And once you have it down, it's going to be so easy. But the best tip I can give you guys is to create a routine. Make sure you write everything down, that the times that you're going to eat and what you're going to eat. And like I said, you want to test yourself. Spend a whole day just writing down everything you ate and figure out how much you're already having so you can cut back, okay? That's how you're going to do it, slowly. And you can start with just cutting back one thing and or switching an alternative, and then later on doing a different, working on start with your breakfast, work on that, then work on your lunch, and every day you're going to notice cutbacks and alternatives, and you're going to start losing a lot of weight because you're cutting back on meals, you're having food when you need it, and you're fasting, and you're not eating just to eat, you're eating to fuel your body, okay? Like I said, you guys, I don't starve myself. I fast 16 hours and I still eat the things that I want when it's time for me to eat. I'm not doing keto right now. When I'm doing keto, yes, I'm watching what I'm eating more, but I still watch my carbs because carbs is the number one reason why people can't lose weight, especially if you're eating bad carbs and processed carbs. You need good carbs. Your body does need good carbs. So make sure you're making those alternatives. I hope this helps. I hope it made sense. I promise you, if you guys start intermittent fasting, there's a ton of videos on YouTube. It's going to help you guys so much. And if you're a foodie like me and you love food, intermittent fasting is going to help you. So I hope you guys have an amazing day. Make sure to get yourself keto coffee because that's going to help you stay fasting longer, or skinny brew. And I hope you guys have an amazing day. Bye.